one of those. Have that handy as well. And we will get started. Arm circles to begin with. Perfect. So slow arm circles. Try and get your arms as straight as you can. And try not to hunch your shoulders, so keep your shoulders low and loose. Arm circles forward. Lovely. And then single arm circles. You might find you have a bit more mobility just doing a single arm movement. And then other arm. And then arm circles back. Again, just making sure your shoulders don't hunch too much. Keep them nice and low and loose. Oh, there's a lot of crunching going on in there. And it's already time to get a love. It's not that cold outside today, it's nice. Single arm circles back. And then change arms. Hannah, loving the baby in the camera as well. Are you getting him ready for circuits when we're together again? Just getting him trained up?
Just training him up, yeah.
Brilliant, I love it. Okay.
He's fascinated already.
That's brilliant. And it's very happy in there. Right, next one, go into some marching. Slow and steady to begin with, using a running arm movement and bringing your knee up as high as you can. Just spending a tiny second on each leg so you're getting some balance started already. That's it. Keep your core braced if it helps you. And then slowly take that into a little jog on the spot. So we're just going through a few exercises. Gently bring your heart rate up this morning. It's a dreary morning this morning, so we might need a bit more of a warm-up. And then just bring up the intensity of the jog a little bit, so slightly higher knees, slightly bigger arm movement. Well done. And then we're going to move into a squat with a small side-to-side shuffle. So it's just a high squat, not going down very far, a few steps to the side, and then squat down again. Low intensity, don't jump too far when you're, or too high when you're moving from side to side. And keep the squat high. Just a little bit of a hip hinge, bit of a knee bend. You should start to feel your heart rate's coming up a little bit more now though. Well done. One more to each side. And then find somewhere that you can do high press-ups. So against a wall, a high table, kitchen work surface, mantelpiece. This needs to be really easy. So my lovely filing cabinet here is perfect, even though I kind of push it over when I press against it. So easy press-ups, so just thinking about mobilising your chest, your back, your elbows, your shoulders, keeping your arms not going straight out to the side, just pointing downwards ever so slightly. And this shouldn't feel like you're taxing your upper body. If it feels hard, find somewhere easier. So against a wall will be easier than a work surface. Think about your core, so your body should be a straight line from your feet to your shoulders. Bring your tummy up towards you, into your spine. 10 more seconds. Lovely, well done. Trying to keep my filing cabinet quiet as I press against it. It's kind of rocking a little bit. Good, and then done. Right, let's move into some mobility. So leg swings. Hopefully where you've been doing your press ups is a good place to do them. Leg swings forward and back. Try and limit the movement through your torso, so keep your chest up, core braced, hip nice and loose. If your leg bends behind you a little bit while you're swinging it, that's absolutely fine. Change legs. Good. Do a couple more and then move into side to side swings. If you find this one a bit more challenging, if your hips are a bit tight, just slowly work on increasing the range of movement over the 20 or so seconds we're doing this. And then change sides. Just do a couple more. And then stand in a wide stance. So get your feet really wide apart. You're just going to drop down towards the floor. Your fingers don't have to touch the floor, and you're just going to move into a side lunge and then across to the other leg. So move slowly from side to side. Don't hold the stretch for very long. So when you're in position, just hold for a couple of seconds and then move again. So you should feel a stretch going down the insides of your thighs, but you don't want to hold it. Keep going, just going to move from side to side a couple more times. Good, and then into thoracic rotation. So onto the floor, one knee down, 1 foot forward, and then big rotations. Well done. Okay, keep going. So if you were at Jane's class on Thursday, she had you doing this from a straight arm plank, which is a lot more challenging. I'm not going to make you do that first thing in the morning, partly because I don't think I can do it. One more, change sides. Keep going. One more. And then roll onto your back. So it's to lie with your head up in your hands just to help keep your lower back on the floor. One leg straight, one leg bent. Kick up the straight leg. If your hamstring mobility isn't brilliant, you might not be able to kick your leg up very high. Just work on slowly increasing the kick, but try to avoid bending your leg. You want to keep your leg as straight as possible. Well done. Five more seconds. And then change legs. Good. There are a few exercises I'll definitely miss seeing you all do on camera. This is one of them, just feet appearing, disappearing. It's so much fun. 5 seconds. And then keep your hands behind your head. Head back down to the floor. Push your elbows, your upper back, backs of your arms into the floor. Keep them absolutely pushed into the floor. And then roll your knees from side to side. So keeping your elbows down might really limit your range of movement. So you might find that you can't get your knees to the floor. We're going to do this for a full minute. I just want you to work slowly on pushing your knees over a little bit further each time. Keep your knees tight together. And if you can keep your elbows on the floor, you should feel a little bit of a pull and stretch across your upper back as well as your lower back. Keep going. Well done. Okay, last few seconds, and then you're just going to keep doing this roll but with a little bit of an added extra. So your arms can come down to the sides now. As you roll your knees to the side, if your arms are down at the sides, you should find it's a lot easier to get your knees to the floor. And then I just want you to pull, so use your hand and pull your top leg over. So roll to the side, pull your top leg across, and just keep doing that. So you're only giving the briefest of pull across, and then you move again. You don't want to hold a stretch. So roll, just give your leg a little pull. Ten more seconds. Well done. And then slowly come up and kneel up. So last mobilization exercise, another one for your upper back. One hand behind your head, one hand in the small of your back. So before you start to rotate, just have a think about what your lower back is doing. Tuck your bum under, core braced, and then you're going to rotate in the direction of your raised elbow. Look over your shoulder as you go. We'll do about 30 seconds on each side. If you feel this is quite tight when you start, you can actually just push into it a little bit. So push into the rotation, try and increase it a little bit. You might find that one side's a lot worse than the other. Well done. And keep your tummy pulled in all the time. If you're finding that you're starting to hunch your shoulders a little bit, think about keeping your shoulder blades drop down. Good, do one more. And then change sides. If you found that looking over your shoulders made you feel a little bit dizzy, you can just look straight ahead. Off we go. Just looking to see if Julia Cook's on with us this morning. I don't think she is. I think she may have been celebrating her 50th birthday for quite a long time yesterday. I think I'll make a point of sending her the recording later. Keep going. One more. Good. Right. Up you get. So first set, we've got an activation set to do. Some of the exercises we've done in the last couple of weeks, you'll be familiar with them. Starting with a step back with a high knee. So when you start this, if you're really wobbly, we're doing 3 rounds of these exercises, and I want you to step back into a high knee. But if you're all over the place and really wobbling, don't do the high knee for the first set and just do a step back. Give yourself a bit more chance to get your balance going. Particularly if you're working in bare feet, you might find it quite challenging. So the first one then, I'm going to go through these one by one rather than tell you the whole circuit. So step back with a high knee. You're going to step back and then hinge up. And when you bring your leg up, think about full extension. So stepping back nice and high so your hip is fully extended. 30 seconds on each side. Off you go. I'm just going to get the timer going. And well done. That's good. Ten seconds. And then change legs. So again, if you're really wobbling, just go into a step back. I'm very wobbly this morning. That leg doesn't want to do anything. So keep this movement very slow and steady. You want to really think about extending that hip of the leg that you're standing on. Hips and glutes for this one. 2, 1, done. Good, not bad. Straight arm plank, knee to chest. So into straight arm plank, make sure you've got your bum tucked under, core braced. You're taking your knee ever so slightly across your body as you're bringing your knee into your chest. If you're worried about your back, if that might be a bit challenging, you can use a raised surface. So kitchen work surface, table, that's a good height. And that'll just protect your back a little bit. 30 seconds, off you go. Well done. Keep going. Three, 2, 1. Up you get. In fact, no, don't get up. But you're doing your band. Banded bridge. So this is exactly the same as we've done for the last few weeks. If you don't have one of these hip circles or a small mini band, you can triple up the red band. So loop it into 3. It will give you a higher resistance, but it'll do the same job. So band above your knees. Pull your feet and your knees apart. So before you start to move, you want to feel tension on the band. You should feel that your legs are working to pull that band apart. And it's just pushing up and down. Bum touching the floor ever so lightly, and then pushing up again. Keeping the tension on the band all the time. We'll go for a bit longer than 30, as a few of you taking a bit more time to get the band looped up. It is quite complicated. Keep going. So you should feel this in your bum a lot more than a normal bridge. It helps to squeeze your glutes as well at the top of the movement. We'll do 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. So you need a weight for the next one. If you have a kettlebell, it's pretty much the easiest thing to use for this. Has everyone got a weight? I can show you with a band, but it's better with a weight. Has everyone got something? I will show you the band as well, don't worry. Alright, so stand with your feet wide apart as if you're going to do a kettlebell swing. So it's a wide stance. I'll show you from the front and then from the side. And then you're going to hold the weight in one hand. My back is completely flat to the floor, legs are a little bit bent, and then I'm going to get the weight off the floor just by retracting my shoulders. So I'm not lifting or bending anything, I'm just retracting my shoulders up like that, and then keeping that retracted position, rowing. I'll show you again from the side. So hold the weight in one hand, shrug your shoulders, row. That's the movement, it's called a gorilla row. Now you can do it with a band. So standing on the band, feet wide apart, bring your shoulders back, and then row with one arm. But the idea of this row is that you've got your legs ever so slightly bent, your bum's working, hamstrings are working, you should feel them working to stabilise you, and then you're just rowing in that really bent over position. So grab your weight or your band, in one hand, get ready, off you go. So shrug your shoulders and then row. I'll keep changing positions as I go. And looking straight down at the floor as well. Nice. When you're doing the rowing movement, keep your Keep your gaze down at the floor. Yeah, that's it, lovely. Well done. And then change sides. So kettlebell or weight down to the floor. Make sure you're standing in a wide stance. So this is feet in kettlebell position. You want wide legs, not like a normal deadlift. Get ready, shrug your shoulders and row. If it feels like your torso is moving up and down while you're doing this rowing movement, keep your tummy pulled up to your spine, particularly if your weight is a bit heavier. That's good. Yeah, nice, well done. If you're using a band, you'll have your hands in a slightly different position. That'll be a wider position, but that's fine. Yeah, they look good. And done. Well done. Good, well done. Side to side jumps. Feet tight together. Almost touching. Jump from side to side. Hopefully, you'll feel your inner thighs working a little bit. That's it. If you want to make this more mentally challenging, jump over a line. It makes you jump a bit higher. Well done. Slow jumps, so really carefully landing this, using your core as much as you can. 5 seconds. Good. You might feel it in your calves a bit as well, that's fine. And done. Rest. Have a quick drink if you need it, and we'll go back to the step back with a high knee. Okay. So step backs, high knees. Second time round, you should hopefully feel a bit more stable. You've done some more glute work, a bit more balance work. Your brain might have woken up a little bit, hopefully. All right, off we go. So step back, high knee, 2, 1, go. We're not progressing this throughout the 3 sets. I just want you to feel it getting a little bit easier as we go. Well done. 5 seconds. Change sides. Look at everything on my calves today. That's not good. I need to do some more glute rolling. Ugh. Well done. Feel it good. And done. Julia, I've just spotted you. You are here. You hero. I promise I won't give you any burpees. Right, next one. Straight on plank, knee across. So if you had to use a raised surface for this, try and go to the floor, but not if it's going to hurt your back. Off you go. So keep your bum tucked under, tummy pulled up to spine. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Band bridge. Grab your band. So you can progress this if you want to. You can hold the weight across your hips as well, but you don't need to. It's hard enough with just the band. If you struggle to feel it working your glutes a lot more than normal, try bringing your heels in towards your bum a little bit as well. That can help. Right, everyone ready? Off you go. So remember to keep that band pulled apart all the time. If you don't have one of these cloth hip circles or a good sturdy rubber mini band, it's worth getting some, particularly before we start doing our classes together again, because I will use these a lot. And it's just easier to use the smaller band than looping a bigger one around. Keep going, 10 seconds. 2, 1, band off, up you get. Back to the gorilla rows. I was really happy with these. We haven't done this way before. We got that really quickly. So I'm going to show you with a band actually this time, just in case you're using a band. So wide stance, as if you're going to do a kettlebell swing. So much wider apart than you'd normally do for a bent over row. Back all the way to the floor, so you're flat to the floor, shrug your shoulders, and then row with one arm. Off you go. Keep your arm tight to your side. You should automatically feel your bottom and your hamstrings working and tightening to hold you in this position. If you can't, try squeezing your bum. Let's watch you. Oh no, that's good. And change arms. So if you can see yourself in your camera, and if it looks like your upper back is a bit rounded, try standing with your feet a bit wider apart. If you have your feet now together, it's quite easy to tip forward too much. If you stand with your feet wider apart, push your bum out, it's easier to keep your back flat to the floor. Right, off we go. Good. This is a really good exercise for cyclists who use the fronts of their bodies a lot. This is getting everything in the back working. Bum, hamstrings, upper back, calves, backs of your arms. Good, 2, 1, done. And then side to side jump. So this time you can progress this. If you felt comfortable doing the jumps, you can do, I just fall over as I'm demonstrating, you can do hops instead. So we're just doing left leg for this one and then right leg for the next set. It's just 30 seconds. If you feel happy, try hopping. If not, go back to that jump. 2, 1, go. So if you are hopping, you'll find that your balance isn't probably quite as good as it is for a jump. So take time to land, stick, get your core braced, and then go again. Slow and steady is better for this. It's harder, but you'll get more from it. And it kind of helps if you look a couple of meters ahead of you on the floor as well, I find. One more, rest. Quick drink, we've got one more round to go. So I'll move through the last round a little bit more quickly. Five seconds. Step back, high knee. Off you go. Not setting a very good example doing these. I'm all over the place. My left leg. Come on, wake up. I need to start swimming again, get my brain used to working in a rotational plane again. Change legs. It's got lazy. Well done. Keep it slow and steady, keep taking the time to get fully upright, full hip extension. This is a do as I say, not do as I do this morning. I'm all over the place. One more. I've got one leg awake and one leg asleep. Straight arm plank. Bum tucked under, core braced, off you go. Well done. 5 seconds. Done. Grab your band. Band bridge. Start as soon as you're ready. Well done. Off you go. So again, pulling your heels in towards your bum will get your bum working more. Lovely, keep going. Ten seconds. Good, and then up you get. Last set of these rows. Good, so wide stance. Hold on to the weight, that'll get your back in the right position. Pull shoulders up and then row. Off you go. Nice, well done. Katie, that's really good. That's the best position you've been in so far. Well done. Make sure you keep your core braced as well. You'll be getting tired now. You want to avoid your torso moving up and down. 3, 2, 1. Change sides, so hold that weight. Shrug your shoulders and then row. Looking good, well done. Keep your core engaged. 3, 2, 1. Fab. And then side to side hops. So if you're doing hopping, last time was left leg, this time is right. 30 seconds. 2, 1. Off you go. Remember, only hop if the jumping felt comfortable. I can't look at myself in the camera and do these. I think that's part of the problem. That's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. When I do this as an adult, I try not to think too much about when I was a child and I used to spend basically every lunchtime for an hour just hopping. How easy it was. 3, 2, 1. Done. If you found that hard, just practice hopping. Do a little bit every day. Okay, we're moving on to 3 workouts. So we've done a similar format to this before. I'm just changing up the exercises a little bit. Workout number 1 is working about 65-70% of your max. So it's a longer workout and it's slow and steady. So you should finish this with your heart rate up but not absolutely blowing. You should be comfortably out of breath. So you're going to do banded squats, either using one of these hip circles or the band into 3, maybe 2, depends on how wide you get your legs apart with the red band. So banded squats first of all. You can use a weight if you want to, but you don't need to. That's the first one. Then, with a weight, side lunge push. So, weight to your chest, lunge to the side, feet together, press out in front of you. Lunge to the side, feet together, press out in front of you. Then you're going to do 4 jumps. Just use your mat length. I'm only going to be doing 2 and then turning, but if you have more space, you can do more jumps. And the distance and height of your jump is completely dependent on your comfort. So if you're bouncy, you can go further. If you want to reduce the jump, reduce it, but make sure you try the jump. We can all do a small jump like that, just limit the movement if you need to. Overhead press, the next one. So I'll do this kneeling down just because of my ceiling height, but you can do the overhead press standing. I'm going to do it kneeling with my band. And then the next one is, back to jumps. So we go band squats, side lunge, forward jump, overhead press, forward jump, side lunge, band squats, plank, then we rest, and then we go up and down again. Get ready. So we're going to start with the banded squats. Get your band. So you can use a weight for this if you want to. Just make sure, however you're doing it, that your knees are not pulled in together by the band. The whole idea of this is that you're having to work against the band, push against it, and it gets the sides of your glutes working more. So we're working on 50 seconds work, 10 seconds rest for this. Get ready. 2, 1, off you go. Well done. If you are using a weight, it makes it much harder to keep your chest upright. So just, if the weight's pulling you over, fight against it, keep your chest up. The band might limit your range of movement a little bit. That's fine, just want to make sure that you're keeping your chest up as tall as you can. That's more important than getting your hips below your knee crease. Well done. Keep going. If your band is very high resistance, you may struggle with range of movement even more, but don't worry. 5 seconds. Done. Band off. Grab your weight. 50 seconds of an outward push is quite a lot. So if your weight is heavy, over time you might just have to reduce your range of movement slightly, but if you can get your arms straight out ahead, good. Off you go. So when you do this push out in front of you, it's very easy to let your back arch. So control that, keep your bum tucked under. Well done. Fab. As you press the weight out in front of you, bring your tummy in towards your spine. 5 seconds. 2, 1. 4 jumps. And go. So I'm doing these really using my arms. So swing my arms to get some momentum, and as I land, bending my knees, absorbing the impact. If you're not massively confident about your pelvic floor, that little knee bend to absorb the impact will help. Try and think about pulling your pelvic floor up before you do each jump as well. So just activate it a little bit before you jump. Nice, well done. Running club vest looking lovely, Lisa. And done, good. Overhead press. I'm only doing it kneeling because of my ceiling restriction. You can do this as a standing press. Off you go. But it's the same principle as for those side lunge pushes. Watch your back. Lovely, well done. Good, keep going. So if you're doing an overhead press with a band, that's going to be really difficult if you're standing. It's a lot of resistance, so it's fine to kneel down. You get exactly the same benefit, just without the stress on your shoulders. 2, 1, done, good. Then back to the 4 jumps. 3, 2, 1, go. If these felt comfortable, You can think about increasing the distance, so jump a bit further forward, jump a bit higher up. Trying to do these delicately without making things rattle in here, it's quite hard. Nice. And take your time over these jumps. Land it, stick to the jump. Get your core working. They can be as slow as you want them to be. Good, they look great. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Grab your weight again. Side lunge push. Two, 1. Off you go. Fab. Well done. Keep going. So if your arms are getting tired, keep the pressing movement going. You just don't have to push your arms straight out in front of you. You can limit the movement a little bit. 10 seconds. Some weights are more awkward than others as well to hold doing this. 3, 2, 1, good. And squats. Fab. 2, 1, off you go. So if your band is very high resistance and you can't get your legs very far apart, you could almost do this more like a hip hinge, so just have your legs apart and hinge a bit more than squatting. Brilliant, well done. 20 seconds. Keep that band pulled apart. You should feel it in the sides of your bum more than you normally would for a squat. Don't let your knees get dragged in. It can help you turn your feet out to the side a bit more as well. 3, 2, 1. Plank. Straight arm or on your elbows. You have the option. It's for 50 seconds. It's a long time. I don't expect you to hold it for the full 50 seconds. Pardon me. I do want you to keep your hips off the floor though. So if you have to go down onto your knees, that's absolutely fine. Off you go. And you can change between them. So if you start in a straight arm plank and want to go down to your elbows or vice versa, I just want your hips off the floor for 50 seconds. So I'm instantly regretting going down onto my elbows. Let's go back up again. So however you're doing it, think about nice stable joints. So shoulders over your hands or your elbows, ankles directly over your toes, bum tucked under. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Rest. 50 seconds rest. And then we're going round again. Hooray! Grab a drink if you need it. All right. 20 more seconds. Okay, get ready. So back onto the band squats again. Band on. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. I'm going to treat myself this one. I'll actually use a weight as well. So if you're holding your weight, keep it tight to your chest. Good, well done. Seconds. Oh, my knee's cracking a bit this morning, blimey. That's better. 3, 2, 1. And off. Side lunge press. Get ready. Go. Are you alright doing that with the medicine ball, Rosie? I find it quite awkward holding a ball for this one. It's alright. Well done. So if you're starting to feel more competent doing these exercises, you can speed them up a little bit if you want to, particularly if you want to challenge yourself, get your heart rate up a little bit higher. Good. Five seconds. Then we're on to the 4 jumps. 3, 2, 1. Jumping again. What a lovely jumping say. 2, 1, off you go. So you can take this more into a bunny hop if you want to as well now, if you're feeling good with the jumping. Just try and launch yourself a little bit further. A lot of injury risk for this though, so be careful. We are old. Of course we're not, we're all spring chickens. Lovely, well done. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Overhead press. Band or weight, doesn't matter which one you use. If you want to challenge yourself, just go for the one which is a bit harder. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Julia, how's all the jumping going? So remember, however you're doing it, bum tucked under, core braced. This is a core exercise as well as upper body. If you're using a band, try and keep your elbows pointing forward. Well done. Looking good. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And then you're back onto the jumps. Last set of jumps. If the jumps are getting too much for you, then you can swap this out for this last set into a walking lunge with a little toe tap if you need to, but try and keep the jumps going. Off you go. Fab, well done. Try and keep your core engaged lightly as well while you're doing these. "15 seconds. Last few. 2, 1, good. Side lunge push. Grab your weight, last one of these. 2, 1, off you go. So you've got this, the band squats, and the plank to go. Perfect. Well done. 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and then squats. Last one. Band straight on. Start as soon as you're ready. Again, use the weight if you want to. And you can hip hinge it if the band is too high resistance. Do a hip hinge, pulling your knees apart instead. Off you go. Well done. And if you're struggling to keep your knees from collapsing in, particularly now, it's the fourth set of these, so you might be getting tired. Try playing around with foot position, so you can turn your feet out to the side a little bit more and try and push your knees over your toes so they're tracking a bit more smoothly over your feet. Good, well done. "15 seconds. Make sure you get your heels dug down to the floor as well, don't come onto your toes. "5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Plank. So same as before. 50 seconds. Straight arm, elbows. You can shift between the two, but keep your hips off the ground for 50 seconds. 2, 1. Off you go. Good. Well done. "15 seconds to go. Nearly there. 3, 2, 1. Good, well done. How are we doing? Okay, cool. Final workout. And then we're done. I can't believe that, it's 5 to 10 already. Is that just me? It seems to have flown by this morning. Okay, so we've got 2 exercises. Sumo squat jump or reverse lunge. So even if your knees are a bit dodgy, the sumo squat jump should be okay. But you might just find that your quads are a little bit sore after that jumping and squatting, so the reverse lunge is an option. So sumo squat jump, feet wide apart, sumo squat. I'm going to do a jump squat from that position. Other option, reverse lunge. And an alternate squat thrust is your second exercise. So straight arm plank, knee into chest. So we're doing, I don't know what we're doing. I didn't write down times, hang on a sec. Consult the iPad. 20-10. 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. And we got 3 rounds, maybe 2 rounds of it. 2 minutes work, that's it. Oh, we've got that one. No, 2. I put 3, but I'm going to be nice. I'm going to do 2 rounds of it. So sumo jump squats, alternate squat thrust, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, final sprint. So go for it on this one. Try and do the sumo jump squat. They're not very nice, but they should be okay for everyone. Right, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Five seconds. Rest. Alternate squat thrusts. Woo. Yeah, they push the heart rate up, don't they? Get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Oh, if you want back care for this one, sorry, running on the spot. So sprint on the spot if you're not happy doing this. Almost there. 2, 1, up you get. Sumo's jump squat. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. Feel the old inner thighs going. 3, 2, 1. I'm glad we're only doing 2 sets of those now. Alternate squat thrust, last exercise of the day. 2, 1, go. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Right, grab a drink. Don't get onto the floor just yet. Rosie, is your wrist alright doing that one? You're starting to get some wrist pain here. Alright, so grab your drink. Keep your feet.
Yeah, I'm just checking out my heart rate.
Oh, what is it?
Only 91.
Only 91?
Let's get it over 100. As you know.
Just do a minute of burpees quickly while we finish. That was a much kinder response, and I thought I'd get to that suggestion. Alright, feet moving, you can walk around, you can do it on the spot, I don't mind. Just while you're moving around, start with some upper body stretches, so take one arm across your shoulders. So we have only got one more RunFit online after today. It's been emotional. Can't really say I'll miss it. I'm quite excited, but the only tech fail I can possibly have is that I've left my stereo at home, or I can't connect my Bluetooth to it. At simpler times. Change sides. Just keep your feet moving. So our first session back, when we're together again, I'm going to ask you to just have a think about what sessions we've done over the last few months that you might have particularly enjoyed. I'll do a little post on the circuit training page, and just, if you can remember it, just tell me at the session and I'll modify it for us doing it together outside. Good. One hand inside the other, drop your head down. Lucy, you need to hurry up and move back to Cheltenham. And you can join us again. Okay, and then just slowly move down to the floor, go into child pose. And then just use your fingers on the floor just to pull your arms forward a bit more, increase the stretch in your upper back. Try and keep your bum on your heels while you do that. And then up onto your knees, into hip flexor stretch. So for those of you that are able to do RunFit online because of the lack of commitment to kids' sport and that kind of thing, I will still be doing Tuesday morning at 9:30 online forever, and that will be a kind of combination of circuits and RunFit, and that'll be recorded. So if you want information about the subscription and the online stuff when we go back to normal, just let me know. So there will still be options for you to do stuff online if you need it. And then just reach across. And then change sides. And reach across. And then into glute stretch. So you can either do this one on your front or you can do it as a seated stretch. So it was quite a glutey session today. Those squats and the bridges and the jumping. So you might have an awareness of your buttocks tomorrow, Monday. Okay, so if you're sitting, you can twist round. If you're on your front, just lower yourself a bit more down into your leg. And then change sides. So if you're sitting, you can twist. If you're on your front, lower down a bit more. And then slowly come up. So up to stand. Stand with your legs quite wide apart. Roll down. Hopefully you can get your fingers to the floor. Bend your knees a little bit if you can't. Just move to one side. And then slowly over to the other side. And then back to the centre. Just walk your feet back in together and slowly roll up. And you're done. Well done. Particular congratulations to Julia Cook, who I think has worked through quite a decent hangover this morning. How are you feeling?
Okay. I think no, my knee's okay. I think I was sweating alcohol.
Yeah.
So,
I think most of us can smell that from here.
The joke, it was the turn-in at the end. But my head against the wall at the time, but it's fine. I slept in time.
Hangover cure session.
Yeah, but no, it was great.
Well done.
Then clear head message again today.
And happy birthday, Julia.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Have a lovely weekend, everyone.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye, little man.
Catherine,
Yes.
have you got any spare sessions on Wednesday?
Yes.
Mark?
Give
I'm
us a
actually
shout.
on leave, hopefully.
Yeah, give
If
us a
it doesn't get
shout.
cancelled. My Tuesday leave's been cancelled, but...
Oh, Han, look at him.
Beautiful
Sorry, I'm just looking at the
baby.
baby.
Oh,
Look at him.
hello, beautiful babies. Bye.
I love it. All these Zoom babies. Brilliant, that's made my day.
This is how we interact with people nowadays.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
All of you know.
Yeah.
Just shout at people on Zoom.
Yeah.
We very much enjoyed the bands. You chewed them a bit.
Brilliant. Yeah, babies seem to like those.
Thank you very much.
Well done, have a lovely weekend. See you later. Bye. Yeah, Rosie, give me a shout. Yeah.
Why drop you a message and if
Yeah.
you know you've got spare?
Text me what times you are, but I've literally got 2 booked in on Wednesday. I've got a 9:30 and a 1:30, I think, so I'm free for the rest of the day.
Cool. I'll have it. Well, I was supposed to leave Monday to Wednesday, but I had to cancel Tuesday because of work. But
Yeah, we've got to be online, unfortunately, on Wednesday still, but it's the last.
that's okay. I quite like being online. I'm sorry because I don't have to worry about thinking about anyone else's movement. So for me, it's so much easier online.
It's amazing how it suits people. I've got 3 people that are going to carry on training online after this, partly because they don't live in
It'll be fine.
Cheltenham.
I'll be getting used to being in a group of people and having to manage my own coordination with other people.
Yeah.
That's a bit, especially when I'm tired, I just really terrible.
I'll just have to
It's
set up a
easy.
live stream in the corner so you can join us from your living room.
Yeah.
I did think about how I could do that, but there's just because I would have to stand completely still and have
No, but
nobody in the camera.
what I might do for Tuesdays, because it's unpredictable whether I can get out from work or not, is I might just use the 9:30 recording.
Yeah.
which I was going to do this week but failed, but anyway.
Yeah, I also the recording went all funny. So they told me yesterday that the video had gone kind of pink halfway through. So I had it on Zoom as well, so I was able to redo it. But yeah, I mean that's definitely an option. We have more options now. There's got to be advantages to all of this shit show and this.
Well, I can't turn into a hermit, so I'm going to need to come out and learn how to.
Just come into my garden.
Right, I'll got your message.
Okay.
Take care.
Have a lovely weekend.
And you.
See you later. Bye. Hey Lou, I'm gonna have to dash straight off, darling.
Did Alex have a nice birthday?
Yeah. Did he message you?
No.
Yes. We're gonna have little words about that. Someone's been a little bit of an asshole since his birthday.
Been a nice time.
Yeah, it was fine actually. It was weird. Went to